Line of Duty was back 2 Sundays ago.
Yeah.
So we're 2 episodes deep now into the 4th series of...
We're deep, folks. We're going deep.
Jed Mercurio. Jed Mercurio's crime drama, starring our old favourites Vicky McClure, Martin Compston, and Adrian Dunbar, and introducing the new antagonist of the series, Tandy Newton's...
Who you love in real life now, don't you?
Tandy Newton was absolutely charming and wonderful and very sweary at the Q&A. Luke's heard it.
People have described me the very same way.
This is set around the investigation into the disappearance and murder of 2 girls, Leonie Collinsdale and Basminda Carr.
And then the possible abduction.
Anna Reznikova gets abducted at the start of Ep 1, is then rescued by the police and Roz's team, who are linking it to the other 2 investigations, and find the house belongs to Michael Farmer, who's this sort of mentally slow young man.
Clearly has a learning disability.
They find jewellery linking to the other 2 victims, and basically they charge him with the crimes. Raising his objections is the brilliant Jason Watkins as Tim Ifield, who's the forensic coordinator. Is that right?
Yeah.
Who then, when she sort of ignores him, going, there's like carpet samples that don't fit with the other crimes and stuff like that, goes to see Steve at AC12 and says, I think she might be framing Michael Farmer for the crimes just so she can get a quick arrest and prove herself to her superiors. So they do the old AC12 investigation. Kate goes undercover, and things go from there. Now, I sort of know Luke's feelings on it, and my feelings of the first episode you can read in the review that I wrote, and Luke wrote a review of episode 2. Gary, what did we think of this line?
Outstanding stuff. I mean, I tweeted at the end of the first episode that Jed is just, I don't know how he does this. The one thing that obviously from the first episode that stands out is the ending. I'm not a huge fan of hers. I wouldn't say that I've ever seen anything that's made me go.
Did you watch Westworld in the end? Because she was
I haven't seen Westworld. So if she's in that, then obviously I need to watch that. But I think she's very believable in this role. We talk a lot on this show about whether we believe this. You know, acting comes down to whether you can actually see that actor or actress playing that part. I do believe her, and not only that, I believe this kind of doubt in her mind. This kind of I did really like that stuff where she was sort of like, you could see sort of mentally going through, no, I've got the guy. No, I'm not going to listen to Tim Ifield. I've got the guy.
As Matt says, we're deep into 2 episodes, and I still enjoyed the second one. Matt was either having an off day, or was poorly, or was unwell. But he's about to do something we've never done before on the podcast, or in real life, or on the website.
Well,
he's about to say something derogatory about Line of Duty.
Well,
so.
I think I might have jumped the gun a little bit. Tell you what I liked so much about the first episode was that Roz might have been on the up and up, and now she's sort of sneaking around. In the second episode, we find out that basically Tim's been murdered. And
by her, basically.
Well, we think so. We don't know.
We don't know it's by her, do we?
She's got his laptop and phone.
The thing is that...
Yeah, but we still don't know that she's done the murder.
But hold on, sorry. Come on, it's obvious
it's
that
not
he
obvious.
has killed him. Yes, it is. He's tampering with evidence.
Shut up. I like having you back. Shut up. If you believe her as a character, do you honestly believe she'd be capable of cutting the bloke's fingers off? Do you honestly believe? What I believe happened is she took everything out of his flat after their altercation. She doesn't want any evidence of her being in that flat since he was found dead. That's why she swapped.
Okay, we've not mentioned one key thing.
Can I make my point? Hello.
Oh, you like him saying hello? Keep going, Matt.
The fact was that she was this ambiguous character in Ep 1. The reasons for her, glossing over evidence or missing bits were not because she had a ulterior motive, like she was dodgy, like she was taking cash. It was about career advancement. So there was this sort of little elements of doubt planted, but now she's got this sort of she's certainly implicated. Even if she didn't murder him, there is implication. She's running around, doing stuff with DNA and blood. And it is getting a bit silly now. I mean, from that bit with the saw onwards at the end of episode 1, it's a bit heightened. I like Line of Duty when it's a bit more raw, and all the stuff with AC-12 and the interviews and everything like that.
I think you may have jumped the gun a little bit. My take on it all, and again, it's complete speculation. What Gary thinks is speculation, what Matt thinks is speculation, what I think is speculation. We're only 2 episodes into a 6-episode show. So, my take on what happened at the end of, or what's happened subsequent to the end of episode 1, is that Tandy Newton is in over her head. She wants no trace of her at his flat. Any
further than
trace that. Any trace of her. The only thing we saw her do was remove her blood from the flat after it was, where she hit her head was still...
She's done more than that. She's linked Tim Ifield to the trapdoor.
So it all ties up nicely, and so AC-12 are off her back.
That's why I said she's done it, because she's not only taking away the fact that she was anywhere in the flat or anything's happened. She's now sullying Tim Ifield's name by linking him to Trapdoor to
I
move
think
the attention
Can I play
her.
devil's advocate here?
Please
and
do,
just say,
I want to have a cry.
We don't know either way. Yeah. There are hints that she may have done. There are hints that she, as you say, is just sort of covering her tracks. We don't know, and I think this is like the Keeley Hawes car crash and all that at the beginning of Series 2. We saw the build up to that at the end of episode 6, and I think it'll be the same here. We find out exactly what happened.
I don't think Jed Mercurio does twists towards the end of his series. I think
he did, but I just said Gary. I just said he did. He did in series.
No, but I think the major twist that he does, going back over the previous series, are at the beginning. And the twist that you got at the beginning of the series is the fact that Tim Ifield is standing over the Tandy Newton character, and he's about to cut her up because he believes he's killed her. He believes he's knocked her unconscious by accident. And as a forensic coordinator, he knows that if he gets found, he needs to have no blood, and that's why he's wearing all the kind of the Dexter flashback. I believe that's the twist, that we don't see it. I agree we don't see it. My belief is that she killed him.
Okay. So there's something that we haven't really touched on, and it was a tiny moment, a tiny scene that you might have even forgotten. It's fair enough. There's a lot going on in both episodes. But in the second one, after the long interrogation scene that Roz goes through, they show her a picture of Balaclava Man. It's all the biometrics that Tim's done with the shoe size and the finger and the footprint size and everything like that. She's shaken. It's the first piece of evidence they've got that she's never even set eyes on before, and it rattles her and unnerves her. Then she goes to the boot of the car. This is the first time we've seen that she's got Tim Ifield stuff in the boot. And she obviously she knows his passwords. He would have had to tell her that, for one thing, for her to know the password. Secondly, when she finds the biometrics after doing a search, she breaks down in tears after discovering that it's Tim who passed on her information to AC-12 and gave them that bit of paper. Now, somebody who is in control and as calculated as you both say wouldn't break down in tears at the sight of that.
I don't think I'm saying she's calculated. What I'm saying is that she's sort of sneaking around now. She's sort of being dodgy and
the way I view it is just covering her own back.
Let me ask this question then, and I'll concede that is a theory. Who did kill him then?
Well, we're too early in. We're too early.
But you must have some idea.
We also know. No, I don't. We also know that Hannah Resnikova, they think, disturbed whatever was going on by turning up for cleaning. You have to realise when we talk about this, we are not even halfway through yet.
True. So I suppose what this proves is that Jed Mercurio
can I just say that
write a good story.
I really like the AC-12 stuff. I like the sort of story they're telling about how male coppers are ascending. There's that line that Ted had about her Rosie's career plateauing when she decided to have a family. I get the putting the blood splatter and all of that and changing it to Tim's blood, but the stuff now she's implicating him in the trapdoor thing, I think that's going a step too far.
I suppose the way I look at that in its defence is just that she's had a good career in her eyes up till now. She's never been investigated before, doesn't want AC-12, and if she does that, it ties everything up in a nice bow, and she can carry on and move on.
I think my issue was that I like it when Line of Duty is a bit more intricate and a bit more detailed. And I think in the Ros Huntley bits, when she is, using Tim's laptop and phone and stuff, it's losing that a bit, and the messing with the DNA and everything like that, it just feels a bit too big.
It would appear that we could literally talk about this forever, but I know you have seen some of episode 3. Can you give us a little bit of a taste of where it goes without saying anything of any? But does it carry on the sort of manic side?
I think it sort of opens it up to a new area, and I am now happier with where it's going.
That's good. That's all I needed to know.